We got Andrew who's calling in from Florida. Andrew, you're live on the Atheist Experience. What's up?
Greetings, gentlemen. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Salutations. What do we got for us?
Hi, yes. Yeah, the way you guys are challenging the Bible, like, if it doesn't have 100% accuracy, then it's not the Word of God. It's kind of illogical because the Bible itself does not claim it's 100% accurate. Nor does the Bible itself say that it's 100% perfect and unchanging throughout time. So that's a claim made by Christians. You guys are interpreting it the way fundamentalists interpret it.
Well, the last two callers, that was their premise, that it was 100% accurate.
Yeah, or at least the Word of God.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. The Bible is a progressive document. It adds in documents from other sources and other cultures and other time periods that continue to change and evolve the theology that's taught within it. So, yeah, it's not consistent in any one single time or place. So, yeah, I agree with you. That's what the Bible is.
Yeah, and just because it's incorrect about science and history, and it contradicts itself on theology, it doesn't mean that God doesn't exist. It doesn't mean it's not a supernatural book.
Yeah.
God can inspire an imperfect book.
Sure. There could be a God that could inspire an imperfect book. I don't say that that's not possible.
I would say that if the God that inspired that book is real, I hope not. That guy's not a nice person.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Yahweh doesn't have a great track record as it is in the imperfect book. I mean, I don't know why he would want his followers to have an imperfect book, considering all of the bad things that do happen. But I suppose it's possible.
No, it's just the Yahweh inspired in that book thousands of years ago. Those are savage people living in savage times, so they're going to have a savage view of what God is and who God is.
Well, I wouldn't use the term savage. I think that's a problematic word to use.
Sure, they were genocidal. The Israelites were genocidal. They were living in a genocidal time.
There's definitely genocidal narratives. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it's a bad book. I mean, what of it? But I understand you're a Christian calling, or you're a theist calling in, correct? So.
Yeah, I am a Christian.
So do you believe that God changed himself to suit the times rather than the other way around?
No, people change God to suit their views.
Okay.
And that's what the Bible is.
So why doesn't he step in and correct them?
It's an interpretation. I'm sorry?
Why doesn't God step in and correct us if we're so wrong? I haven't heard from him.
He does it throughout time.
He does?
Throughout time. That's
when?
The New Testament has a more merciful God.
Oh, okay. So why do we...
a more merciful God than the...
So the Old Testament, when you say it's not correct, you mean like it has literal falsehoods?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, well, why would Jesus, first of all, Jesus quotes the Old Testament all the time, and according to the Gospels, comes from a lineage of Old Testament figures.
And by his own words, came not to change the law, but to fulfill it, not to jot or tittle.
Right, so we do got that. I mean, unless the Gospel is also a problematic document, which we could go that route, but okay, so why do we even look at the Old Testament in the first place if it's so bad, if it's not correct? Why not just have a better Old Testament that doesn't contain lies?
Why do you guys have a constitution if it had slavery in it? But you guys amended the Constitution.
Right, we amended it.
They amended it.
American.
First of all, slavery is still legal in the U.S., but only in prison populations pretty much is where that happens. But anyway, it has amendments. But there's a constitutional process, it has to be ratified. It has to go through states, representatives, and there's a whole process.
Religion does that too. Religion amends itself.
With what?
It becomes better as
What's the process? What happens? Give me an example.
No Christian denomination today teaches slavery. They don't teach that slavery is okay. Every religion today says that slavery is immoral.
I'm actually not sure that's true, but even if that was true, that's the result of secular values. Yeah. That's not anything that Christianity said.
Christianity evolves and adapts with culture, just like culture evolves and adapts because of Christianity. It's interchangeable.
I 100% agree with you. So why should we bother with Christianity?
It's just another organization, but they say that they have a mandate from a higher power.
Why should I care about Christianity any more than Islam or Buddhism or Jainism?
The same reason the same reason that you guys want us to care about secularism. It has its good. It's an ideology. It has its good and it has its bad. Secularism has its bad ideas.
What is a bad idea of
These are
secularism?
good ideas. Okay, if there is no God at all of any kind, then nothing is truly evil. It's just a part of nature. So you can't say that something is truly evil. It's just not nature doing its thing. You can't say cancer
Well,
is evil.
secularism is the separation of government and religion. That's not atheism, right?
If you're talking about like secular humanism as a moral structure, well, the thing is that we don't believe in like moral absolutism and the concept of true evil, but we do understand harm and the reduction of harm.
Yeah.
So we can still work very effective frameworks.
In other words, there's still reasons to do stuff. They may not be objective reasons, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I never wanted to help people for objective, like absolute outside of space and time reasons. I did it because I care about people.
All right. When I said secularism, I meant to say naturalism.
Okay.
Because I think they're both they're kind of in the same camp. But under naturalism, we can't say cancer is evil.
It isn't.
It's
It's just a natural process.
Yeah,
it's harmful.
Yeah, cancer's not evil. Cancer doesn't have intentions.
Right. That's a horrible view.
No,
Why
it's
is
a
that
completely
horrible?
reasonable view.
Yeah, why is that horrible?
You said this is natural.
It is.
Yeah, it's harmful, and we should do something about it.
It is natural and it's harmful.
Yeah.
Why is that? What's wrong with that view?
I mean, I'm happy to colloquially call it evil.
Yeah.
Like, it's bad.
Yeah, it's bad for people, but it's not evil. It doesn't seek out to kill people on purpose, you know?
When a hyena, if a hyena eats a monkey, you can't say that's bad. But if a hyena eats a human, it's the same thing.
Well, we think it's bad because we're
possibly
interested in
bad.
human beings.
Yeah, we were like, I'm a bit of a speciesist, I'm afraid. I really do care about humans quite a lot.
Yeah, so I don't understand like why you think cancer is evil. Can you explain that?
Cancer is a distortion of God's original design for nature.
No.
Yeah, I don't think
No.
that's what that is.
No,
actually,
cancer is actually, and source, I work for a cancer charity. Cancer is a completely natural byproduct of our cell processes. If we are made in God's image, then God is riddled with cancer for being.
Yeah. Also, other animals have cancer. It's not just humans. So.
Religion offers meaning and purpose through the explanation of suffering.
This is a totally different thing. I still want you to explain to me why. First of all, have we convinced you? Is cancer not evil? Yes or no? Because this is weird to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Cancer is it's disgusting. It's an unnatural.
No, it's completely natural.
No, it's a totally natural thing.
Yeah, you have to say that under a secular worldview.
No, it's true.
really
It's a completely natural process.
I don't know any Christians that say cancer is evil. I don't even think you say that under a non-naturalist worldview. I'm sorry, I'm caught up on this. Why is cancer evil?
Because it kills babies. It causes great suffering to babies.
Yeah.
It does, but
so-
why does that make it evil? What is your definition of evil? What are we working with here?
It's the ultimate enemy of goodness and love.
Well, look, cancer has nothing to do with
good and
love. It's a harmful byproduct of cell division.
Yeah.
And if you believe that God made us, then God made us with the capability of having cancer.
Yeah.
It's a design flaw. God's a bit of a bad designer, unfortunately.
Okay. And if there is no, sure, you know what? That's true, right? There's problems with theism as well, and I agree with that. But there's also problems without theism because you can't say it's bad. Nature is just...
No. I absolutely can say it's bad.
If y'all go extinct...
No, Andrew, listen, here I am. Cancer is bad. I said it. I'm allowed to say it. There's nobody stopping me from saying it. What do you mean I can't say it?
Yeah, it's harmful.
You don't believe...
I just don't think it's evil. The difference, I think, is maybe some differences in words, right?
Yeah.
When I'm talking about evil, I'm talking about maliciousness. I'm talking about harm.
A moral judgment.
A moral judgment. Something that's intentional and something that causes ill towards sentient beings, right? And I don't include just humans. I think you can do harm to other non-human beings as well, right? So that's what I'm talking about when I say evil. That's why I don't think cancer is evil, because I don't think cancer has intentions. Yeah, I think it's bad. I think it harms people, but it's not evil. Like, is that coming across?
Okay. Yeah, I'm understanding a little better now.
Okay.
Mind if I go a little bit deeper with that?
Yes.
Thought process.
Sure.
Okay. If we go extinct through nuclear war, why is that bad? In the grand scheme of things, it's not a bad thing. It's just nature doing its thing. Why is it a bad thing?
It's not in the grand scheme of things. Like the universe doesn't care about humans, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, it wouldn't really matter to the Earth itself. The Earth would heal, but as I say, I care about humans.
Yeah, I'm a human and I care. That's why it matters.
My mom's a human. I like her.
Naturalism.
Say again?
So you don't really believe in naturalism?
What?
What?
What do you think naturalism is? What, the fact that we don't accept that nuclear war is a reasonable thing means that we're not... I don't get where you're coming from, man. Like, what do you think naturalism is?
We go extinction is inevitable for the human race if there's no God.
No,
I don't think that's true. Why do we have to believe that?
I mean, that's one hell of a claim.
The sun's going to run out.
And in fact, the only full human extinction we know of, according to your beliefs, was when God did it.
Yeah, that's true. But also, like, the sun is going to go out. We could find another source outside of the sun for energy. It's unlikely at this point, but, I mean, people 100 years ago couldn't imagine smartphones either, so I don't know. There could be something there. Why does that have anything to do with naturalism?
Because we believe things that go against what you're claiming nature is.
You mean Christians do?
We assume it's bad. If humans get eaten by lions, you would say that's a bad thing. But
it's bad for the person. It's not bad for the lion. The lion had a good meal. It's relative. I mean,
Right. So you're not really naturalists.
No, that's completely...
That's...
Naturalism, at least in my mind... Let me give you a definition of what I feel that naturalism is. What I believe is that all things that occur have a natural explanation and can potentially be investigated. I believe that no natural action is inherently moral or immoral, other than that which we ascribe to it as thinking beings. So that's why I don't go good or evil, harm not harm. It's naturalism doesn't mean like I have to accept everything that happens is good.
Or bad.
Or bad.
Yeah. You don't have to be fatalistic about things.
All I have to believe as a naturalist is to believe that everything has an explanation in the natural world, and I don't have to ascribe anything to a supernatural being.
Yeah.
Right. My main point, I'm trying to understand. I'm not just here to argue.
Gotcha.
The way you approach humans is inconsistent with your naturalistic view of the world.
I believe I accept that in nature humans can be harmed. That doesn't mean I have to think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
There's no good or bad in nature. It's just it is what it is.
There is no good or bad in nature. Yes, it is what it is. Yes, I agree.
And so but you believe there's good and bad in society.
Yeah, I do. Why is that inconsistent?
You function like theists.
Why do we function? What? Because
we have no dogma.
Dude, I can have self-interests without believing in God, right? Like, I never said my beliefs were objective. They're not, right? My interests in what I think is right and wrong are totally dependent on me being a human being on this planet with interests. If I didn't have interests, then nothing would be wrong. If I truly did not care whether I lived or died and nobody else cared about me, if Jamie shot me right now, it wouldn't be a good or bad thing because there's no interests that are being harmed, right? There's no actual, there's no harm that's being done there. Yeah. But I do have interests because I exist and I'm in the world.
There's harm done if I said shot at, Dan. Even at this range, I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah, well, you could stab me.
Yeah, probably. But this is the thing. And one of the wonderful things about having a naturalist and secular humanist outlook is that it's a ever updatable worldview. When better evidence and better thoughts come along, we can better ourselves rather than ascribing to a dogma, which a lot of theists do.
Yeah.
Not all, but most.
Yeah, Andrew, we gotta get going here because we're at the tail end of the show. But I hope we cleared some stuff up for you here.
And thank you for the call, man.
Thank you for the call. But I do encourage you to look up naturalism and really question is what our beliefs are actually inconsistent with the idea of naturalism. I don't think you can still think things are right and wrong and believe in a naturalist worldview.